Big update from L'Equipe regarding what's happening with Manuel Ugarte and which offer is going to happen. As in, are United going down the loan or are we going for the permanence? Update from L'Equipe and the French side of things, like I just said, that has just come in now. Your morning update is jam-packed with all sorts of information going on with United in this transfer market, guys. Welcome along to the morning show. What is going on with Ederson? There's apparently been a bid for him as well. We're going to get into that, where that's come from, why it's happened, and what happens from here with that now as well. But yeah, as we expected, the news the day after what was broke last night with United making an apparent breakthrough for Manuel Ugarte, it's coming thick and fast. Some people saying, and that includes L'Equipe, I'm going to talk about them first actually, they're saying that this deal could be done in hours. Really? Hours? The ever-changing landscape of United's transfer window into the last week of the window as well tomorrow. It's all kicking off, people. Welcome along to Forever United TV. We are live. We are early morning giving you your updates so you're ready to go out for your day knowing everything that's going on with Manchester United. Please do subscribe to the channel to make sure that you miss nothing. It's all free content, guys, for you. Just subscribe and get your bell notification pressed so you miss nothing with anything that happens around your beloved football club. And please do give the video a like as well. Let's get another 1,000 likes on the early morning show. Everyone loves the early morning show at the moment. I've had loads of messages from people saying we're loving the early morning updates. We try and get through as much as we can, as quick as we can, and then get into a little bit more information throughout the day as well. But should we just start with what happened with Ederson? We've got a big update on Ugarte coming in, but let's just start with Ederson and what's actually happening there, because Alfredo Padula last night in the early hours dropped another bombshell on us. He likes dropping these late ones, old Federico, doesn't he? And he said that he was the one yesterday that said that Manchester United had gone into Atalanta offices to speak to finalise certain details with the Rasmus Højlund deal. Romano has come out pretty much poo-pooing that yesterday, but then Padula has come back out again and said United have actually made a bid for Ederson. Now, obviously, journalists tried to bat things down, and like I've said before, the way this game works is the clubs will go for the biggest name out there to cool off any sort of story or anything like that. Romano is a go-to to tend to sort of put the fire out as such, like cool down them sort of speculation talks. But Padula keeps on coming back with more information regarding Ederson. How long can this carry on? Like, can he be completely lying through his teeth, or is this actually genuine news that Manchester United have had a bid rejected for Ederson from Atalanta for 50 million euros? I've read into the story, I've gone into the website again and looked into what's actually been said, and United have indeed, and this is what I think some people are looking at and saying why everything moved very quickly yesterday. It's because United knew they couldn't get Ederson now. Apparently United want two midfielders. Ederson and Ugarte are two that they want. But Atalanta are in no position at this stage of the window to find a replacement or go through with this transfer. So this now looks like, from what Padula has said, and now it's been reported that United could come back in again for Ederson in a few months. Now, does that mean January? I don't know if United would have the finances for that to balance PSR going into June, like we've spoken about plenty of times on previous shows. Or does this mean that next summer we have got Ederson nailed down? Like, the negotiations are already in. Manchester United, like we said yesterday, laying down the foundations for a future move for Ederson. Either way you look at it, like, there is genuine interest from Manchester United, and they are doing plenty of groundwork to make sure that they are top of the list when it comes to Ederson leaving Atalanta. Obviously, they've just got rid of Lookman as well. Atalanta, they've got a lot of business to do to bring other players in. They lost Calafiori. No, was it Calafiori? No, they were going to lose Scalvini, but he got injured. I'm getting mixed up with Bologna there. Sorry, I do apologise. So they've got Scalvini, who is out for a sustained period of time because of the ligament injury that he picked up before the Euros. They've lost Lookman. They can't afford to lose Ederson as well at this time. And the word coming from it is, like, as fair as the offer was from Manchester United, they do want a little bit more, and negotiations could have carried on. But Atalanta apparently are in a position where they cannot negotiate anyone else in at this stage, and it's pretty much impossible for them to make this transfer happen. And that's the scenario that we're in with Ederson. It is genuine, though. Padula keeps on saying it. You can see it running across the bottom of your screen there. Officially has been rejected, he is saying. So, when you look at it, United, again, future planning for that midfield. And does that make you feel Does that make you feel any better? One midfielder in, some people would say that is not enough. It's better than what we've got, but it's not enough. Well, we can't get everything done in one window. So, again, like we've said many times before, and why I've been bigging up this new approach from United over this transfer window, is that United are looking ahead. They're not just standing still and looking at what we need right now. They're already planning the next transfers before this window is even finished. It's just with United, you can't escape anything. You can't escape any media speculation or anyone snooping around and trying to leak out a move. Like, INEOS and the people that they've employed will find this out as they go forward in their ownership of Manchester United. That you can't keep anything quiet when you're owning Manchester United. When there's anything to do with United news, it's out there in the public domain constantly. So, yes, that's what's happening with Ederson. There is genuine interest. It isn't fake news. There apparently is Manchester United making movements. It may not be this window. Atalanta can't get it done from the reports, but they could come back in a few months' time. And again, like it's kind of cryptic. It's kind of leaving it open and sort of like a broad sort of like a return for Manchester United. From what Padula has said regarding when it might come back in, a few months could be the end of the season. A few months could be January. Again, I don't know. Like, United are gathering quite a lot of money right now, and if, like the next story tells you, and this all sort of collaborates and actually works in together. So, what does Ederson have to do with Ugarte? Well, the story on the tweet right at the bottom of your screen now is what I'm going to read out next. And this is regarding Ugarte. So, L'Équipe have just come out. This news has just broke into the social media domain over the last 20 minutes. Negotiations between PSG and Manchester United on a loan deal with obligation to buy around 60 million euros for Emmanuel Ugarte is set to be successful. The position of both clubs have become very close. The deal could be finalised in the next hours. That from L'Équipe, and we all know who L'Équipe is. That's their biggest publication over in France. So you can sort of take that as like a definite sort of moving towards the loan. Like, someone else may come out today and say it's not a loan, it's a permanent deal. This is what we have to deal with as fans and what we're always discussing. Like, who do we believe more? Do we wait for the here we go and just say that Romano is the only man out there that knows? Well, of course he's not. There's other people that are reporting this, and from the French side you'd expect them to know because it came through L'Équipe through the PSG report. So another outlet from the PSG side of things is reporting and speaking to L'Équipe, and this is where this news has come from. But Ederson, in January, if United don't buy Ugarte this summer. And what do I mean by that? I mean, like L'Équipe says, if United loan Ugarte, with not having to fork anything out now, could Atalanta then sell Manchester United Ederson in January? You've got to be thinking around all of them sort of movements. Like, United couldn't get Ederson in now. Acceleration, let's just go all out and make Ugarte happen. From one Ederson decision to taking Ugarte on loan and then looking at Ederson again off the back of what Atalanta have told United that he could come in January, you're putting everything together and trying to piece it all together within this transfer jigsaw puzzle. But it gives Atalanta time. Like, they will be in the Champions League. I can't even remember if a player is cup tied if he plays in the Champions League and then drops down into the Europa League. Forgive me for not having that information right for you there now, guys, but it is a possibility for United to get Ederson in January. I would say probably more likely that we see Ederson probably next summer, but a 50 million euro offer has been rejected by Atalanta for Ederson from Manchester United. Negotiations and contacts are to continue, but we have just heard from L'Équipe that United are now closing in on finalising a loan obligation to buy for Manuel Ugarte. Who do you believe right now? What story is right? I mean, one thing you can say for certain is Manuel Ugarte will be a United player within the next week, which is good. It just seems like it seems a mile away because we've been waiting so long for this to bleeding happen. But the really interesting news last night was Ederson for me, and that was sort of like a whoa. That was a real swerve ball sort of movement from United. The fact that they've actually approached and tried to buy him. Did they try and buy him because they knew that Ugarte was going to be on loan, and this is where they were pushing, and we're going to get both deals done now? Or they did literally just like we just said then, the loan with Ugarte, and then United selling off players and getting a few more deals done because United are really pushing to get quite a few players out now. There could at least be another 3 that leaves They want to get rid of 5, but maybe only 4 go in if you include Pellistri. So United gathering money and then being able to afford someone in January, I just feel like they've probably gone for it and gone, right, major statement time. Let's get Ederson in and let's get Ugarte on loan, and we can pay for Ugarte next summer, but get Ederson this summer. Because the bid for Ederson was pretty much similar to the one that they had on the table ready for Ugarte. When you break it down, like 51 million euros, 50 million euros, around about 40 mil, just over 40 mil. So that's what was there for Manuel Ugarte. This is just my opinion and what I'm piecing together. You guys let me know what you think in the chat. Everybody starts to think all different sort of scenarios, permutations with everything going on right now at this stage. But when you look at it, if you have got money there already set aside for Ugarte, but you're not having to pay for him till next summer, why not get Ederson and Ugarte if you can get Ederson for the right price in the same window? Unfortunately for United, Atalanta have said no, price-wise and obviously time-wise hasn't worked for them. United were a bit late on the mark with that one, but I feel like they've gone all the way along this summer, tried to get Ugarte for the set price while still communicating with Atalanta. We know that United have been in communication constantly, and let's not forget he's not moved anywhere else. So that good relationship that Manchester United have got with Atalanta through the deals with Ahmad, through the deals with Rasmus Højlund, and Padula himself has said the relationship between the two clubs is excellent. So keeping him there and obviously asking Atalanta, again, my own thoughts, to give us first choice on what happens with Ederson when the move comes around and when you're ready to sell. And United have thought, you know what, let's try and get Ugarte. And now, if we can't get him with that money, we can get him on loan. Let's push the loan then. Well, while we're at it, let's just try and get Ederson too. It is crazy, but L'Équipe coming out with the loan information this morning kind of coincides with United's bid being rejected for Ederson. I mean, you can tell me I'm completely wrong. And you have your own scenario, but this is what I love on this channel. Like, I don't care if people tell me I'm wrong. We all make our own minds up and decide how United are going about it. We are a fan channel that love to debate football and United football, and we do like to play a little bit of Championship Manager on the way, don't we? Especially when the transfer window is open. But look, it's all there in front of you. Make of what you want of the information. I'm just reading it out to you and telling you what I feel is actually happening right now. But really, really interesting developments on both of these players. And it does make you feel like, again, I keep saying it, and I'm like a broken record. It gives you confidence going into the future, doesn't it? It really does. It gives you confidence that INEOS are actually moving Manchester United forward. And if they manage to do that, that would have been on the lines with like when we brought Tevez in after getting Nani and Anderson and Hargreaves. That was like the real, like, there's been windows when you've been really excited about certain players, but in terms of really good business, and that summer basically got United the Champions League. We won the Champions League that following springtime after that summer transfer window when we bought them 4 players in. And I just feel like this would have been very, very similar, except not winning the league. But getting United back into that top, that would have, if you'd have got Ederson and Ugarte in one window, and still Ugarte gets us top 4 for me. But you really are talking United pushing some of the big guns at the top. Like, you're getting closer there to absolutely nailing on 3rd place. And all the tools are there now for Ten Hag. All the tools are there. I'll get into a few of your comments on this because it is a bit of a crazy one. 1,800 people in the room on the morning show, guys. Thank you for joining us. Only 300 likes, though, guys. Come on, 1,800 people at least deserves half the likes of that. Let's get them likes up to 600. Come on, guys. Everyone, just give the video a like who's in the room. It's free content. Make sure you've subscribed as well. Many of you have done already, and even while we're on this show, so welcome along new subscribers. Super chat in from Wayne. Ugarte loan by Ederson. Sexy business, that. I do agree. It definitely is. I would like a striker, says Kevin. True. I think we would like a lot. In terms of, like, here's a question for you guys in the chat. You get Ugarte in now, and then we move everyone on who we know we're going to move on next summer. So here's your situation. You get Ugarte in, we're hopefully bringing Ederson in, but this moves into this question anyway. Ugarte is the last signing this summer, and then we move on. If we can't this summer, so Maguire's going, McTominay's going to be gone, Lindelof's going to be gone, Sancho's probably going to be gone. What are Manchester United buying? What are the priorities next summer? For me, it would be left back, one more centre back, central midfielder, and a striker. And that list of players that United desperately need every single summer becomes smaller and smaller and smaller because you've got a proper recruitment structure in place. And then players become smaller and smaller and become more expensive and expensive. And the timing of it is by the third year, when we've got rid of next summer's, and we probably only need 2 or 3 players, them 2 or 3 players will be the players that should be recruited and bought in to help United win the league. That's INEOS's plan. That's the 3-year plan. This summer, it is must do what you can. Next summer, I think 4 players in them positions. First choice left back, another centre back to cover Maguire and Lindelof both being not there, and Evans will also be gone as well. Obviously, we're going to be missing McTominay, so we're going to need a midfielder. Hopefully that is Ederson. That's a good move. Ederson won't be there either, so we've got rid of them. Obviously, in the front line, you got rid of Sancho. Rashford could be gone. Anthony could be gone. If they don't perform, according to reports from Samuel Lucas, United will move players on under INEOS. And I think that's the situation we're in. So you guys tell me. Ederson, €35 million. Let's get through some more. Zakaria is a Ranić love child. Ralph can send him to Red Bull. Someone must be talking to Graham in the chat. Good to see you up bright and early, Graham, by the way. That would be fantastic if we got Ederson, class player. Yes, he is class player. I would like a quadruple and $1 billion. Okay, not asking for much then, yeah? Nice one, Mink. Have Rude lace up his boots. Got a few more goals in him. Who's that? Who are you talking about there? Tell me. I'm missing out on conversations here, but keep them coming in, guys. I'm just catching little back ends of some of your debates that you're having along in the show. This is what I love about the channel, guys. Look, it's not all about the news, like you guys having your conversations in there and debates as well. Please do it respectfully, though. Let's have no abuse and nothing over the top. Everyone is welcome to an opinion on Forever United TV. So keep them coming in. I'll try and catch some of them convos as well and bring them into the chat. But do get your comments and get your questions into me. If you want to get a direct question in, just put question in capitals at the start of your comments in the live chat, and then I'll come straight to that and know that you're asking me a question directly. That way I don't get mixed up with other people's conversations that are going on. Just a simple little rule there we can put in so we know what's happening. Would love a membership. You keep saying that, Satish. Until someone donates in it, we can't do anything about it, mate. But stay tuned, keep commenting. That's the best chance you've got. Any smoke on Barca for Rashford? None at all, mate. Absolute garbage. Maybe Barcelona are in for Rashford, but United are not selling him. So Rashford has another year to prove himself. Rashford stays. So any news regarding Rashford is non-existent. No one is going to fork out 75, 80 million this summer for Rashford. And that's the only way that Manchester United would get rid of him. It makes sense for Ederson and Ugarte. We need 2 midfielders. McTominay and Ederson going to make complete sense. Yep, true. We need a better striker. I said we need to have Ruud van Nistelrooy to play a few more games for us. We'll have a striker in time. It'll come. It'll definitely come. Here we land. Adam to Belfast TV. I want to be moderator, Sir Gray. Stop. And you might get picked. The moderators will let me know who they think is worthy of a moderation sort of tag. So, yeah, just keep being good. That's all I can say. Gray, shut up. I don't like you anymore for saying that comment. I'm not even going to read it out, and you know which one I mean. And you know that I'm not being nasty with that either. I know what you're doing. Stop it. It's too early. Joan Lopez says, should we go after Anthony Robinson from Fulham and see if we can package McTominay to make it work? I'd rather not be packaging and doing... I'd rather us go out now and get the left back that Ten Hag really wants. Like, spend money on a left back. Spend money on a player that we really desperately need. And he's going to be a first-team player. I still don't think he would be, personally. So, yeah. Well, anyone who is just joining us, just creeping up to 2,000 in the room. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. The updates this morning are Manchester United have had a bid rejected for Ederson, apparently, according to Federico Padula over in Italy. That then coincided with L'Equipe coming out this morning saying that Manchester United are negotiating a loan with obligation to buy with PSG. Now, yesterday we heard that both the buy it now, as in pay, get the transfer done right now and pay for it, all in, well, not in one, but in installments, and not the loan, was on the table. And then we had the obligation to buy, which would probably bring the amount for Ugarte up to that 60 million euro mark. If United are going to take him for a year for nothing, then you'd expect them to have to pay about 60 million euros just to appease what PSG want. So that's where we're at with that. But it was interesting that Ederson came into the equation all of a sudden this morning, having had a bid rejected. United actually trying to get, it would seem, and this is according to reports, both midfielders in before the end of this transfer window. But Atalanta were in no position to replace Ederson at this time, with it being so late in the window. So we'll have to wait. We could go back in for Ederson in January with the money we have got saved off not buying Ugarte this summer. So that's where we're actually at with both of them. And it is progressing nicely. L'Équipe are actually saying that this deal could be done as soon as today. The next few hours we could have an agreement for Ugarte with PSG. That's how close L'Équipe is saying it is. And, well, anything's doable in this transfer market, isn't it? Like, honestly, I wouldn't put anything past United. I wouldn't put anything past anyone right now with what's going on with a football club, or anyone in this transfer window for that matter. It is a crazy window. Eric says, question, any update on Sancho to Chelsea? We need funds to reinvest into the midfield. Great show, Adam, watching from South Africa, Johannesburg. Eric, welcome from South Africa. Sancho, no, and I don't think Chelsea will be buying him either. If Chelsea were to take Sancho, it would be another one of them loan obligation to buys. So no update on that yet. But with Chelsea getting a chunk of their business done, and again, it rolls into the Osimhen deal and McTominay for us and Lukaku going the other way to Napoli. There's a big triangle going on right now, and it's going to be a very busy few days. And Sancho is involved, and there is a good chance he goes. And big decisions will be made over the next few days, I think, with him. We'll probably get an update over the weekend, tomorrow and stuff like that with Jadon Sancho. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for the question, mate. Nobody paying for Rashford after Adam called him Belfast Bebe, says Cuban. Yeah. Love the channel, Adam. Always loved your content. Understand that even better now. Ish, thank you for that. By the way, we had a contributor last night who has contributed quite a lot called Post Life. And I stupidly kept calling him Pond Life. Massive apology for me. Completely carried away with what I'm talking about and not even realise what I'm saying sometimes when it comes to names. So apologies to Post Life. Great contributor to the channel. Donates loads of memberships. Please accept my humble apology. I got that one completely wrong. You think Rashford to Barca is viable? Why do people keep asking me about Rashford? That's a strange one. In time, yeah, I do, but not this summer. Definitely not. Super chat in from Assy23. Have a coffee for me, mate. Would you go for a young left-back like Kirkes or Gutierrez, or a world-class one like Davies or Theo Hernandez? I think INEOS will go down the young one, personally, mate. I haven't got a problem with either. I would like the younger left-back. I want someone who we can rely on now. We're building a defence that doesn't really need touching for a few years now. And that, I think, is what Erik Ten Hag, and in particular, what I think INEOS want to build. They want to make it so we're not having to dip into the transfer market every single year for new defenders. Like, get the defence cornered off, done. Like, next summer, like, new left-back in, another centre-back, and we're pretty much done. He wants two players for every single position, Ten Hag. We've near enough got it. It's just the quality of them players that are the question mark right now. So, and thanks for the super chat, Acid. I do believe, and I will get a coffee, probably from Mackey's, actually. I do believe we'll go down the young one. Kirkes is a good player. Gutierrez as well. We've been linked with him all summer. Nothing's come about because of everything else being a priority for United and not buying a left-back. But I think they'll go for someone like Kirkes. If Kardoglu doesn't go this summer, he's a United player. I think United will go in for him 100%. Lima says, I want Ugarte 100%. I don't necessarily think Ederson have got enough defensive volume. I wouldn't mind the both, but if I choose one, then it's Euro Kante. I like that one. All of the comparisons, Elite was doing them in the chat last night as well. And yeah, everyone is looking at Ugarte and his qualities. And I said it last night. Why are United going for Ugarte above everyone else? Because that's the type of player Ten Hag fits. thinks fits into what he wants to do and how he wants to play. And that's the importance of transfer markets. You don't compare Zubimendi, Ederson and Ugarte. When you're trying to pick out one position, look, all of them have got different qualities. All of them are different players. And you could say that overall that Ugarte is the worst player of the three. But when it comes to tackling and what Ten Hag wants and covering and just loving to sit there in that position and do that job particular, not necessarily run the game, just do his bit, tackling, winning, interrupting play, passing it to the creative players and stuff like that. That's how Ten Hag wants to play. So Ugarte fits better, and that's why we've gone all in on him. Let's see now what else we've got in here. We have a consistent style of play. It's just not that good, says Emma. Well, it needs to get better. I know that. I agree with that. Like, there is still no consistency there, I don't think, or any sort of... It doesn't look like any vision is there from Ten Hag. It doesn't look like there's a philosophy there right now, does it? And that's what we need to find. With the right players, there's no excuse, is there? And I think this purchase of Manuel Ugarte now will definitely give him everything that he needs, Ten Hag, to make this start happening. I'm just going through some other news as well that's coming out. So I read you everything as it happens. Some interesting extracts from The Athletic. Eric Ten Hag has been forming a good relationship with Dan Ashwood over the past few weeks, with their offices next to each other at the training ground. Signing De Ligt and Mazraoui, Manchester United feels they have effectively got two quality players for the cost of one. That's definitely having a dig at Everton. Mazraoui and De Ligt in for less than what Everton wanted for bleeding Branthwaite. So yeah, I agree with that one coming from The Athletic. Barcelona and PSG were interested in De Ligt, but were made aware that United were in pole position. De Ligt's desire to reunite with Ten Hag and fondness for Manchester United were the determining factors. I love everything that's coming out about United right now. Honestly, it makes me feel good inside. Don't let me down on Saturday and just completely dampen the mood now, United. We need to beat Brighton. But yeah, really interesting stuff coming out there from The Athletic as well. And it looks that way from the outside. So you look at an article like that and you're like, yeah. Before you'd be like, yeah, it's a load of bollocks. They're just saying things to make us happy and just like make it look like everything's okay. But really, like from what we're watching, that's exactly how I see it. It's not just come from The Athletic. I think that's how a lot of fans actually see what's actually going on right now at United. And there is this sort of new feeling around. There's like this togetherness around Manchester United right now. When I speak to journalists or people I know, people around United or anything like that, there is a good vibe, there is a good feeling. And it is that culture has changed massively at United now, and everything looks like it's on that positive trajectory. A question in from Fishing the Dream. Adam, do you think we should give our youngsters a real good chance this year? I think they'll get one. I look at the left-back situation and definitely see Amas making some game time. Collier will get some game time. Eric Ten Hag, by the way, thinks very highly of Collier. He is earmarking him as the next academy player to come through. That's the word from Carrington and what people are saying. He thinks he is the one that has got that extra little bit of zest, that little bit of swaz that can make it as a United player. Don't know why I'm using them words, guys, but they just come to me in the morning. I can't help it. I just go with the flow. John O'Connell says, we could end up with 7 midfielders by the end of the window. I know it's got that feel about it. It's full-on fantasy football, isn't it? Almost 600 likes, guys. Go on, have a last blast and see if you can get that live like up to 700. We broke all records last night. I think we had like 1,100 live likes. It was amazing. Cheers again, everyone who was watching last night, who may have come across and watching again this morning. To have well over 2,000 people in the room on the morning show is fantastic. I appreciate all of your comments, likes and everything involved with the live shows. It's brilliant. But do keep your comments coming in below as well when the live finishes. I'll try and get back to many of them. I'm on the road this morning, actually, so it's going to be a bit of a location video later on as well, guys. So that'll be something new for you all. So, yeah, we move on, but the news doesn't stop. Jonathan says the early game on Bank Holiday weekend will either be a good start to the weekend or will spoil the weekend before it's really started. Is it Bank Holiday this weekend or the weekend after? No, I think it is this weekend, isn't it? I'm sure it is. It's usually right at the end of August. Someone in the chat just double-check that for me. I think Jonathan's right. I think they've moved it forward. It should be the last weekend, really, but I think it's because it falls into September, and that's why they've brought it forward a week. So I think it is bank holiday. Yeah, good vibes. We will need to beat Brighton. Yes, we will. Hopefully United don't ruin the weekend. Yep, this Monday. Thank you everyone for clarifying that. It is because the weekend rolls into September, isn't it? Because we play Liverpool on the Sunday the 2nd. So yeah, I think that's right, isn't it? Sunday the 2nd? Or Sunday the 1st? No, it's 1st. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, it's this weekend. I don't even know why I'm making a big deal out of it. But yeah, cheers for all them extra likes that's coming, guys. That is your roundup video for this morning. Everything you need to know about United is there. Thank you, everybody. Just to go over everything again, Manchester United have a bid rejected by Atalanta for Ederson from this window. Atalanta cannot make this happen this late. We are looking at this and going, they have bid for Atalanta's Ederson because they are looking to take Ugarte on loan and save the money from Ugarte and use that for Ederson. That's my guess. You make your own. But L'Equipe have come out and said United are pushing forward with the loan option from PSG and are going to go along with that deal. And that could be done today. That's L'Equipe from L'Equipe from France, the biggest publication over there in France. So take from that what you think and what you feel. But those are the updates this morning. Ederson and Ugarte, both wanted by United. United expected from Federico Padula to go back in for Ederson, maybe even in January. Exciting times ahead. Boom, boom. Let's go, guys. That is your show and your morning update finished. Thank you, everybody. Just under 700 likes. We're probably going to get 700 as the show finishes because you're all awesome. Please do make sure you hit that subscribe button. Get your comments in below. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think about everything that's gone on this morning. Ederson, Ugarte, you confident this can happen before the weekend with Ugarte? It's looking more and more comfortable, more and more possible every single day at the moment. I'll be back at lunchtime, guys. Have a fantastic morning. I'll see you all then.